Alright guys, welcome. I'm making this video to give you a transparent update regarding the latest branded product I've been working on for the past probably 2 months now. This has been a very new, experience for me, so I thought why not document it with you guys. So if you're new here, I've been running different products, pump and dump, for the first 2 years of my organic dropshipping journey, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna leave everything on the side. I'll pick a product which has proven concept. I'll run it for 1 year without, dropping the product. And I did turn it into a branded store, but then I want to take it more than that. I want to take it one step forward. So next step is to go for paid ads plus organic. And this is why I chose the new route I'm going for, which is a completely new, well, if you were to be part of my affiliate team, my inner circle team, you would know what product it is, and then it will make more sense why I chose this new custom product. But basically, I'm using all of the expertise we learned with the first winner, and then we're transitioning to this new winner. So we're actually gonna run both. I'm gonna run the old winner plus this, and then I have another product I'm working on behind the scenes. So why am I sharing all of this? Because this is like the first time. I don't see often people documenting something they're building from scratch, and this is truly like a custom branded store. It's gonna look like a brand. So again, this is more of a documentary. I'll share why I chose this, what's going on recently in the market, in the space, the organic space, because it's a bit messed up right now. And yeah, I'll just give you as much thoughts as I can regarding this product, and I'll share it when the time is right. Okay. So as a start, I chose this because it's within my same skill sets. And I always talk about this whenever I'm talking with you guys when you join my Sunday calls. We do weekly calls every Sunday on Discord. I always say, what have you run in the past? Especially like what have you gone viral with, so that you could actually run a new product and feel confident that you could take that past experience and run this new product for, So for example, if you have run products outdoors, I was gonna draw like a table. So it applies to indoors and outdoors. So let's say you have always been recording indoors on a table and you're just used to the movements that you would do, then perhaps the best product to run is something that requires the same background, the same table, and so on. But then the other way around is also true. So if you've always been running products outdoors, perhaps even showing your face, there's a few products where you could show your face. So these are actually high barrier of entry products. If you are confident and comfortable to do that, then perhaps the best product to pick is something within these, skill sets that you got. So that's why I chose this new winning product. And why am I going for custom is because at one point, this is the harsh truth I realized. It obviously doesn't apply to all products, but for the majority of the winning products that you see in organic, at one point, you're going to realize that regardless of how much you how much you brand and market the product, it's always going to be hard for you to stand out unless you create a new variant of it, right? Or a new custom product of it. So that's why I chose this new product. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. Again, I have all of this, shared with my team, but I'll try to give you as much details about the behind the scenes as possible. So how did I find this product? It was through Alibaba, and I used AI mode feature, which helped me out to find this product easily. Now, one of the obstacles we faced is that the way I usually source products is I just like to chat with 20 plus suppliers at once, more specifically to factories. So I'm not actually looking at the supplier page or the product page, I'm looking at the factories page. I'll just contact like 20 plus pages or factories, and then I'll just send them a link of my competitor, if they could do that or not. And then one of them said that he was actually the same supplier as a competitor. So I did believe him until later, at the point where after literally I spent a few weeks back and forth with the prices, designs, everything, until we reached the point where we want to order samples. So we realized that he doesn't even have like a they don't have an efficient way of shipping the products, because obviously we want to drop ship the product. Although I'm making like 500 MOQ, I still don't want to take the inventory. I would like them to ship them to the customer directly, right? So when I realized that the shipping fees are too high and it's not gonna work, that's when I knew that there's no way this is actually the same supplier as my competitor. So yeah, I just kept on searching until I found one supplier which was very transparent, gave me all the prices. In fact, the prices were way better. So I was able to upgrade the product for the same price, and the shipping fees were also better. So yeah, that's why I chose that one. But then one tip for you guys is never be too optimistic with your supplier. Always look for more alternatives. So the reason why I'm locked in on this supplier in particular is because I've already spoken with like 30 plus, and I'm gonna wait till I see the sample. The moment I see the sample, that's when I have a good view of whether the product is actually good or not. And yeah, that's when you actually figure out whether you want to continue working with them or not. So there's no risk other than a sample. So yeah, now we have Chinese New Year, Lunar Year, so we're gonna wait till that ends. And the problem is it doesn't affect the agents. So if you're selling like a 1MOQ product, they may have inventory for you, so they may take like a week off and then you're fine. Like most agents, they're back to work around 23, 24 of Feb. So my first winner, they're back on 23rd, but factories are off till 1st of March or 3rd of March. So that's why this is actually a big obstacle for me. But here's how I'm gonna tackle this problem. So with the marketing, I'm actually planning to use AI the ethical way to market this product. We're gonna try. It's never been done before for this particular product, and this requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of prompting skills, a lot of patience in terms of time and creativity, I have to say. Because the limiting factor is the tendency of you asking questions is the only thing that's holding you back from creating the next landing pages, product images, collection pages, and so on. And I want to link all of this, by the way, to one thing which is going on recently with the space, the organic dropshipping space. It's been chaotic. Unfortunately, most of the gurus, I mean, we've all known this by now. I've said this before. So most gurus, although they go for branded, they may say it or not, but oftentimes what they teach others is pump and dump. So right now, the go-to pump and dump route is not stitching, but stealing content. So they would take the entire piece of content, A to Z, perhaps from multiple people, they would put them together, stitch them up, and then they post it. So this has become the method. It's not even the norm, it's the method. And they actually they are proud of these results. I've seen a lot of people who are proud of stealing content of others. So yeah, that's a big problem I've seen in the space, and it has become the norm. So it's very out of routine or out of the norm to see someone who is taking the extra mile to create organic content nowadays. So respect to anyone who's watching, who's actually creating content, because this has become like a big problem in the space. You cannot just rely on stealing content and then you're one update away from, not being able to do anything anymore. So the final thing I would like to give is some sauce regarding how we're going to launch this product. So we're going to do the clothing brand style, which has not been very common in the dropshipping space. However, here's the secret, is that the advanced dropshippers have always been doing this. And this is literally the gold mine of dropshipping. Everyone's doing the stitching. They think that's the method. This is actually the method if you do it right. So hyping up a product, making a waiting list, and just the fact that you are the only one who runs this product because it's custom product will put you ahead of others. So yeah, I just thought of sharing with you guys some thoughts and latest updates about the delay and such. But if you do agree with some of the thoughts I had, let me know, because yeah, it's like people are literally dropping content creation to go for stitching, and I find that ridiculous. So let me know what you guys think. And if you'd like to join our team, let me know as well on Discord to be part of the team. Again, we're creating something very special. So, and I'll be sending samples very, very soon once we have the final product. So, yeah, if this has taught you guys anything new, let me know. Subscribe, join the Discord, completely free. We do weekly calls every Sunday, stage calls where I share product research, Q&A, everything. So nothing is paid here. And yeah, if you guys like this, let me know. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.